You're watching the award-winning GHS-TV, a nationally recognized student television station.
Wake up, Germantown. It's 40 degrees outside on this Wednesday, April 11th. I'm Scarlett Simpson. Here are your top stories this morning. Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg emerged unscathed from Tuesday's Senate committee hearing.
We didn't take a broad enough view of our responsibility, and that was a big mistake.
Mr. Zuckerberg, who spent weeks preparing for the hearings, admitted he made mistakes and accepted responsibility, but didn't have much to explain, as many of the Senates were seemingly unknowing of how Facebook worked, which arose confusion from both parties. Zuckerberg will take the stand again today. Dozens of people were killed by Syrian regime airstrikes and artillery shelling in eastern Ghouta's Duma district, according to monitoring groups and aid organizations. The move comes as the UN is trying to figure out what to do about Syria. Russia vetoed a U.S.-drafted resolution on Syria in the UN Security Council. A similar Russian bid failed to get the minimum votes it needed to pass. The U.S. ambassador to the UN, Nikki Haley, said Russia's version gave Moscow the power to approve the investigators and have early access to the findings. Taking a look at news a little closer to home, early voting begins today in the Shelby County primaries and continues through April 26th. If you are over 18, this is your first chance to have a say in who leads the county. This year, we are electing a new mayor, sheriff, county commissioners, and much more. Why do these races matter? These offices make decisions about the county budget, school funding, and other big decisions that you likely won't notice until after they've been made. So get out and exercise your right to vote. Memphis students' walkouts planned for April 20th will now be on April 19th. The decision comes from a former Bridges employee who had been in contact with families of Columbine students who asked that students not walk out on the anniversary of the shooting. The walkouts will last about 4 hours and include 17 minutes of silence in honor of the 17 students killed on February 14th at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High in Parkland, Florida. There will also be information distributed on how to contact state lawmakers. Now here's a look at new films about to hit theaters. Raina Katko takes you to the movies with today's 24-frame trivia.
Katko with another 24-frame trivia question and your chance to win 2 free Malco movie passes. Sergeant Stubby, an American hero, which opens Friday, tells the true story of the most decorated dog in American military history, Sergeant Stubby, and the enduring bonds he forged with his brothers in arms in the trenches of World War I. That leads us to today's trivia question. In the 18 months Sergeant Stubby served, how many Western battle fronts did he participate in? Was it A, 12, B, 17, or C, 5? Think you know the answer? Write your name, phone number, first period teacher, and the correct answer on a sheet of paper, and turn it into the contest box in C office by 2:30 today. And now for today's viral video. A kid finds an innovative way to push a merry-go-round. That's it for me. I'm Raina Katko, and I'll see you at the movies.
I'm Rachel Christopherson, here with today's Moments in History. On this day in 1783, the Continental Congress issued a proclamation declaring a ceasefire against Great Britain, ending the American Revolution. Also on this day, in 1968, U.S. President Lyndon B. Johnson passed the Civil Rights Act of 1968, which made it a federal crime to threaten or injure anyone, regardless of their race, religion, or national origin. Finally, in 2015, President Barack Obama and Raul Castro met in Panama for the first meeting between U.S. and Cuban heads of state since the Cuban Revolution, over a half-century ago. That's it for Moments in History. I'm Rachel Christopherson.
Hey guys, I'm Rodney McKenna, here with a new edition of Tech Talk, where we introduce you to new technology getting ready to hit the market. First, we have the Craftsman Flex Claw Hammer, which allows you to drive nails and pry boards with extreme access and leverage, using a jointed head. The head locks in 4 different clawing positions to access difficult angles. Being made of forged carbon steel with a magnetic nail starter, this hammer is definitely one to have in your toolbox. Next, we have the Alt Workstation. This item's goal is to redefine your computer and workstation to make it as beneficial to you as possible, making it more productive and healthy. Finally, our last item is the One Smart Piano, which connects to a mobile device to shorten the piano learning process from months to minutes, making it fun and efficient for everyone. That's all for this edition of Tech Talk. I'm Rodney McKenna. Here's Alan Tony with today's school news.
Thanks, Rodney. Congratulations to yesterday's 24-frame trivia winner, Cassie Kimball, who correctly answered that Dwayne Johnson plays the lead in Rampage. Cassie Kimball wins 2 free movie passes, courtesy of Malco Theaters and GHS-TV. Join Rho Kappa for a Spirit Night fundraiser for veterans this evening from 5 to 8 p.m. at Pyro's Fresh Pizza on Ridgeway Road. A portion of the purchases will be donated to the Alpha Omega Veteran Home. We hope to see great participation. There is an open discussion for Talk of the Town today during Bee Clubs. Topics to be discussed are police, people, and perspectives. To attend this discussion, you must have a ticket from room B202 or be a club member. New inductees of National Honor Society will rehearse immediately after school in the library. Attendance is mandatory unless you have been excused by Mrs. Jackson. Prom is nearly here, so it's time to get ready. Here are some prom things you need to remember. Only juniors and seniors can buy prom tickets. Please use cash only. Freshmen and sophomores can attend as guests, but they must be at least 15 years old. If your guest is not a GHS student, they must meet the age minimum and have graduated from high school within the last year. All guests except GHS freshmen and sophomores must complete the prom permission form and get it signed by their school's administration. The permission form is located outside of Mrs. Geyer's room A211. This form must be faxed or emailed by April 16th. See Mrs. Geyer for more information. Students, you must have written permission to leave campus on prom day. A copy of parents' ID and note stating that it is okay to leave campus early for prom is required. The note must be received prior to April 20th. Letters will be accepted starting April 16th. No phone calls will be accepted. The absence will be excused, but it will count towards exemption status. Prom is April 20th, and bids go on sale Monday, April 16th. There are $70 for a couple or $35 for a single bid. Bids can only be purchased during 5th period in room A211. Stop by the bulletin board and A lobby for all details. And finally, today's lunch will include barbecue roasted chicken, hamburger or cheeseburger, fresh fruit, chilled fruit cup, and milk. This man stands and guards a parking lot early in the mornings with his flashlight in hand. He keeps our school's website constantly up to date. But who is this mysterious man typing behind the scenes? Let's find out in today's Who's Who at GHS.
Hey everyone, I'm here with someone you've either been taught by or have seen around campus. It's Mr. Gore, but some of you might remember him as Senior Gore. Well, Mr. Gore, this is your first year as an instructional facilitator here at Germantown, but before that you taught Spanish. How are you liking it so far?
I like it. It's a little change of pace and get to do some new things, get to work with more kids.
What does your position entail?
I work with, facilitating whatever needs to happen for instruction. So I coach teachers, I do professional development, work with the RTI program, whatever needs to get done.
What is your favorite part about Germantown?
I like the tradition and the school spirit of it. We have a tradition of excellence, and there's definitely a culture that's going to continue.
Well, Mr. Gore, thank you so much for everything you do here at Germantown. Be sure to say hi to Mr. Gore the next time you're in V Building. Back to you.
Now let's get an update on the world of sports, both here in Germantown and beyond. Tate Jacoby has today's sports report.
Hey everyone, it was a great evening for a baseball game last night as our varsity Red Devil team took home a W against the Bolton Wildcats. Starting pitcher Ethan Payne threw nearly perfect pitches throughout the game, forcing out after out. The Devils took an early lead, but it was all tied up by the fourth inning. Bottom of the fourth, Adams Flowers hit one deep, bringing in 2 runs. Next up, Scotty Mitchell hits a triple, sending Flowers home. Devils up by 3. Up walks Payne, who hit an inside the park home run, sending Mitchell home and putting 2 more runs on the board. The Wildcats just couldn't recover after that, and the Red Devils go on to win 11-1. It's finally warming up outside, and that's good news for the GHS track team who is racing through the spring season. I hit the track to find out what keeps drawing runners to one of the world's oldest sports.
For some people, running is viewed as a punishment. But for these GHS athletes, they see it as an opportunity.
I mean, some people gonna make it, some people not gonna make it. It's just you gotta be strong, you gotta have that heart to run.
Track is special to me because there's a rawness to it. It's just running.
As a freshman, I qualified for state and a sophomore, and hopefully if I continue to do what I'm doing, I'll qualify for the next 2 years.
Track and field is a tough sport. GHS runners are sometimes competing 3 times in a week. And it can take a toll on the body. That's where conditioning comes in.
Well, track, it make you tired a lot of times, and it kind of make you angry because you want to win, but you know you're not going to win, so that was the really part about it.
Track has taught me that you got to persevere and keep going. Can't give up on yourself.
Running track requires the right mindset. Without that, the aspiring athlete can lose the race in an instant. But the runners learn and grow from their defeats.
Well, I try to relax and think positively and just believe that I can do whatever I put my mind to because I know I've trained for it.
We have track meets. They are able to pinpoint, as well as myself, what we need to tweak and what we need to perfect.
The track season is just ramping up, and the GHS runners say the team is ready to finish the season strong.
We have a lot of great freshmen, and we have a lot of other students that are upperclassmen to teach them. And it's pretty good.
They're constantly working on the skill, they're constantly working on the fundamentals and improving their run form, which improves time.
When you get to high school, then ain't no little boys no more. You're going to have to come in, you're going to have to be ready. You got to come in with your A game.
These kids have a lot of potential and they have a lot of heart, and I can see it in them when they come out here to practice.
The future is very bright for Germantown track and field.
Reporting for Wake Up Germantown, I'm Tate Jacoby.
The track team's next meet is the Houston Classic this Friday and Saturday at Houston High School. Come on and support your Red Devils. That's your look at the world of sports. Scarlett, back to you.
That was a great track package that you had. I love seeing all of the GHS sports that you've covered this week.
And Ryan and I had a great time covering them. You know, Germantown is more than just football and basketball, and we wanted to highlight that this week. I had a blast learning more about track and the dedication and hard work that these athletes put in every single day.
Well said, Tate. Thanks. Taking a look at this week's weather, Thursday expect a high of 76 with a low of 57. There is no chance of rain and the humidity will be at 45%. Friday expect a cloudy day with a high of 76 and a low of 63. There is a 10% chance of rain. That's all the news from around the world and here at home. From all of us here at GHS-TV, have a great day.
For those who wish to participate, please stand and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In accordance with state law, Germantown High School will now observe a moment of silence. Thank you, and have a great day.